introduce yourself and everything.
Vicky, I'm Kathy. I'm working for Community Voice on Anglesey and Conway. I'm just going to talk to you a little quickly about one of the things that we've been doing on Anglesey with communities around direct payments. She says I have a presentation. I didn't have some photographs. I was just going to roll in the background because I think we'll be similar words and bullet points. So I'm just going to wing it and fingers crossed. So basically, within Anglesey there's a direct payments programme. Direct payments is around paying for care and support for people who are disabled or have health conditions which require some form of care and support. And direct payments works by giving the person the money and allowing them to decide where best to spend that on their identified needs, rather than the social worker having the money and picking and choosing who comes in and when and who. So it's empowering, it's inclusive, it's about individual choice and having control of your own life. On Anglesey, like I said, there is a small direct payments programme, and some of the people on it have had wonderful success with it, and I'm really, really grateful that it's there. But it is only small, and Anglesey Council recognised that they needed to do something to try and make it more accessible and broader. Through the advocacy organisation that I work with, we were having inquiries and referrals from people in Anglesey that were saying that we can't access this programme, it's not inclusive enough, it's not broad ranging enough, we can't find out any information about it. So that kind of prompted me within my community voice role to think, well, hang on, let's get the community together and try and find out what it is that they want, where the gaps are, and if there isn't something that we can take forwards. So basically, we approached the communities, we got in touch with lots of people who are already on direct payments or have been or are likely to need direct payments. And at the same time, we got in touch with social services and the Director of Communities at Anglesey Council to make sure that there was going to be somebody who wanted to hear what the community had said, because otherwise we could have done a lot of work with the community and the council are just saying, oh, no, we haven't got money for that at the moment, this isn't where we're heading. Luckily for us, and with credit to Anglesey Council, they were very interested. It was something they had identified, but because of current constraints, kind of didn't really know quite how to get to the next step. So really, I thought at that point, community voice as being a kind of a facilitator, really, to support the community to explore the options and design a direct payment programme and strategy that they felt they needed, and then support the council to kind of look at that strategy and think, oh, we can do that, and hang on, let's look at developing this and let's look at that. So really all I ever wanted to be was a facilitator. I joined forces with Age Cymru, Community Voice Officer at Age Cymru, and Professor Bellin, who work out of Holyhead area. And we set up just an event really that brought the community and the local authority together. So really all I've got to offer you is my experience of at the very beginnings of this sort of co-productive journey that we've started on. And I'm glad to say that so far everything looks quite good, but we're all aware that it is going to be a long process, and it's going to require a lot of commitment from the community, people who aren't always used to having to put in their time and their expertise into designing their own service, and a lot of commitment from local authorities who will need to take on some sort of cultural shift in order to do this properly, and put people and resources in place to make sure that this happens. But the long-term impact that we're hoping to see is that, I will say it, Anglesey will save money because the services that they're providing are more appropriate to the needs of the individual, and they're more about prevention and crisis response, and that the community have a better and more equitable relationship with the services that they use, and are part of. They're not just service users, they're also the service deliverers, and so we're changing that dynamic, and this is the kind of the goal that we'd like to see at the end. I'm quite idealistic. I tend to aim pretty high, and support communities to aim high as well, and then see where you get to, along that journey. But whilst being quite realistic about the fact that there are going to be constraints, there are going to be hurdles and stumbling blocks, and we are all going to have to work together to try and get through these things. And like I said, myself and the other community voice officers only want to really be facilitators for this process. We're just helping to join people up, give people a few extra skills, people who perhaps aren't very confident in engaging with public services and don't really know, how to get in there and be part of that team. And the same for public services who are on the whole pretty good, but aren't always brilliant at engaging really meaningfully with the communities that they work with. So this is kind of where we're going with it. And I do feel, I'm looking at the 10 that I've got in front of me at the moment, I can't remember the other 5 off the top of my head, that, the first things that we did was got this community together and looked at what assets they felt they had, what experiences and skills do you think that you've got that you could offer up as part of the direct payments programme, so the council have got some cash, but what have you guys got that you could help each other out with? So we've done some work around that, we've started people thinking, we've started the ball rolling. Clearly we're redefining work, we are asking the community and the services to start thinking differently about the way that they do things and working together in a different way. It's all about reciprocity. I can't say that. It is about give and take. And some of the ideas that are already coming up out of the community about things like, how would we know whether we're employing a safe carer or support worker if we've got to take responsibility for this, finding the right person for the job? How do we know we're going to do that? Can we expect the local authority to be giving us sort of hands-on guidance and lists of people and resources to help us do that? Well, actually, probably not. But, one of the ideas they came up with was, well, let's form a peer group. We've all employed lots of different people in this area. We know the good ones, we know the not so good ones. Why don't we come together, and then when people start looking for carers and support workers, they can come and act as our peer group. We can give them some hints and tips, tell them some information, help them through the interview process, help them place an advert. So already, and this is only after sort of a few hours of being together, the community are coming up with ideas of the ways that they can make this big programme quite sustainable, and they can be a part of the delivery and not just taking services from traditional service providers. Again, with this sort of peer mentoring group that creates social networks, we've already created a network links between some of the management in social services and some of the community who need to use this programme. So we've already started the ball rolling there, and clearly sort of respect, equality and dignity. If you do this well, those things happen. You don't need to try very hard, you just have to be human, you have to be a person, and you have to talk to each other, as one equal to another, and all of those sorts of the favour things will just happen. So really I just see our role as community voice worker is just kind of making sure this thing ticks along, making sure that people have got the skills and learning the skills that they need as they go, so that when, as Mark said, our funding runs out in 3 years, we've got a working group that can just carry on and keep developing. There's no reason that this should stop at direct payments. If direct payments works, it might well roll out into other areas, it might well sort of engender different ideas and new ways of working and new thinking. That's it.
Fantastic.